All right, so recently I met a Life Labs employee here in Canada, a lab technician. And if you don't know what Life Labs is, it's basically one of the largest, companies or medical laboratory companies in the country. They kind of handle blood draw, diagnostics, and all the behind the scenes for like doctors to make decisions on. And basically, one day I was talking to one of these Life Lab technicians, and they were just telling me something interesting about their they had to multitask a lot of things. Apparently, they had to do a lot of data entry as well. So, not just blood draw and ECG. And I noticed they were writing these codes, they were handwriting them, but also trying to practice them, like typing them out on a keyboard. So, when I asked them, a bit more about it, they were telling me how they kind of had to type these codes quickly, so they're trying to memorize them because they need it for like label samples or for different compounds basically. So they kind of have to keep up with a fast-paced like workflow. So if they don't really memorize them, because there is a reference for them, but if they memorize them, they'll be quicker instead of like taking up more time. And yeah, so I saw this and I was like, you know what? I could probably make something to make memorizing these a bit easier. So in about 1 hour, I basically made a Life Lab quiz. It basically quizzes you on these codes. It gives you streaks. So if you get more right, it kind of just rewards you for that. There's also a timer and a reference sheet where you can add or delete the codes relating to the compound. So that's kind of the whole point. It's very simple. I didn't try to put too much like extra features onto it. Might need to just improve this part a bit, just where it says, search compound. It's just a little, the color is a bit off a bit, but other than that, it still works. And I think that's more important than just having looks. So yeah, that's how I basically met, a Life Lab employee, gained some insight into an actual problem, tried to help them out, which it did. I did ask the user for feedback from the employee, and they said it was really helpful. They did use it a lot to actually try and memorize it. It gave them more practice to, use a keyboard instead of just handwriting everything, and that was kind of the most difficult part for them. So, sometimes the best projects come from listening to people's like everyday struggles or just seeing what problems they might have. And, as an engineer in any field, usually you kind of have to come up with a solution, and not just in software and any like engineering. And yeah, that's just one takeaway from this. And yeah, that's the end of the project. So if you did find it interesting or honestly just watch this far, just let me know what you think. You can leave a comment. I'll check it out. Any improvements I can make, maybe something I could add. Yeah, just let me know. But yeah, that's it.